Y'all northerners up there really like to make fun of us down here in the south when we get a little inch of snow or something like that, or even think it's going to snow. And everybody starts freaking out, buying up all the bread and the milk. And, you think, well, it must just be so easy. And that's why a lot of you are moving down here to the south to get away from those harsh, cold winters up north, where you got the ice and the snow and the shoveling, all that. I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to do it either. But there are some things that you need to be aware of, and some of that has to do with why we do struggle when we do get those rare winter storms here in the south. If you want to know all about it, stick around. What's up, everybody? My name is Jared Laster here on the Living in Jackson, Mississippi YouTube channel, and also a realtor with EXP Realty right here in the Jackson area. And y'all, in this one, we're talking about the winter weather because it's a big reason that a lot of y'all are looking to move here, because you can get down here and, like I said, you don't have to deal with all the snow shoveling and all the other junk that comes with some of the harsh, colder winters up north. But there are some things to deal with here. Some winter related, some that you might not really expect. And so just to dive right into that, what you can expect when you get here is, first off, the reason you're coming. It's probably on average the lows are in the 40s, low 40s, maybe the high 30s. And then the highs, the daily high on average is probably getting up into the 50s, maybe the 60s on average. Now, those are average days. We will have days where, yes, we do get the little cold snap where it can drop on down into the teens. Rarely ever lower than the teens. We also get these kind of strange times where it gets up to 70, almost 80. And that actually is the time that you really need to be probably a little bit more concerned. That's going to get into my first thing here that you need to know, you need to be prepared for, and that is southern winter storms. And I'm not talking about winter storms. I'm really talking about storms that happen in the winter. We do get those, and the big clue when one is coming is when you walk outside and it's just kind of feeling a little off, a little humid, and it's about 75, 80 degrees in January or late December. Something's not feeling just right. You can bet we've got a line of storms that's going to come through, and it's going to correct that. It's going to get us back down to those averages or below. But right there in the middle, we are going to get some storms. Now, I'll tell you, it's not as bad as what you might see in the springtime. It's not as just crazy with tornadoes typically, although they can happen. And a few of them have actually happened recently. But we will get storms with lots of lightning, some wind, and occasionally a few tornadoes as well. Sometimes even some hail. You probably see the hail a little more often than the tornadoes actually in those winter storms. So that's something to be prepared for that I don't think a lot of y'all realize when you're getting down here. Is that something you thought of? Let me know in the comments what was in your mind of a southern Jackson, Mississippi winter, and how's that compared to where you are right now. Now, the other thing that you're going to have to deal with, obviously, is the actual winter storms when they do come through. And really, it's not the storm that's a problem. If you're living up there, you know that if you get 1 inch, 2 inches of snow, it's really not that big a deal, right? Well, the reason is because you've got trucks and equipment that are out there treating the roads, taking care of and all that, plowing everything. You're good to go. So everybody gets up, goes to work, goes to school. It's not a big deal. Here, that's not the case. We just don't have the infrastructure ready for that. And we're just really, when it comes down to, not prepared. So when it does snow an inch, that can really kind of grind everything to a halt. You really can't get on those roads because it'll be slick. And, the people that try might be sliding around a little bit out there. So you kind of want to stay off of it. So that's really the issue there. But then one more last thing here, and this is probably going to be the biggest one that will catch some of y'all off guard from up north, and that is kind of the problems when you maybe don't even have the harsh winter weather after one of those storms come through, just the regular storms, and it drops our temperatures down into the teens, low 20s for a couple days, and it pretty much usually goes back up to normal pretty quickly after that. But you get those few days where it can get down into the teens, and our buildings here, our piping, our plumbing is not ready for it. So what you'll get is pipes freezing, especially in the older homes and older parts of town, pipes bursting. This is a big problem in Jackson. Obviously, we know Jackson, the city of Jackson. I'm not talking about the whole metro here. The city of Jackson has a lot of old, aging infrastructure that's in dire need of replacement, and a lot of that is really prone to these problems in the winter. So you'll see, mains break in Jackson a lot when it gets down to those really cold temperatures. So if you're in the city of Jackson, that's something to be aware of. And if you're buying, a lot of people have been looking at the Fondren and Eastover areas and all that part of town where you can, a lot of people are coming in and renovating. You've got Airbnbs in there, so people are putting a lot of money in there, but you still got these old houses. So if you don't update that piping in there, you've got those old copper pipes. And if it gets too cold and those are running up into the house or through the walls, they can burst. And if they burst, it's going to be a big problem for you. I know I talked to a guy recently moving down here from Canada, and he was so surprised. We're talking about the things we have to do, which are, you got to let those faucets drip, or maybe run a little bit more if you don't have those the insulation on the pipes. You've got those older pipes because you want to keep that from freezing and bursting. Now, we do have a new kind of piping in a lot of the newer builds that does prevent most of the situations where the pipe would burst, but it can still freeze, and some of those joints, even in the newer builds, can still break and burst if it does get really cold on those rare occasions. So that's what you really got to be prepared for, is the lack of infrastructure and those little surprising, not winter storms, but storms that happen in the winter. Is that what you thought was going on here? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments again. I want to know what y'all got going on there. What did you think was going on here? Of course, if you want to see more information about the Jackson Metro, maybe Mississippi as a whole, if it's somewhere that you're looking to move to, make sure you do get down there, hit that subscribe button, and click the bell. That way you'll get notified when our new videos come out. And of course, if y'all are actually thinking about making a move here, do that, but you got to take it one step further. Give us a call, text, email. You could even
break out that megaphone.
I hadn't done that in a while, but the reason I do it is because it's whatever it takes. You got to get in touch with us so we can make your move here to the Jackson, Mississippi area so much easier. Now, I really just talked about one season here. That's winter. If you want to know about the rest of them, I did a video about all of that too. I'll put that video up right there. I'll see you there.